Intellectual property and copyright are quite clearly and obviously, from any reasonable perspective, violations of freedom of speech and of freedom of the press, of which one is a subset of the other. Freedom of the press is a subset of freedom of speech. It's just, my ability to say whatever I want, but in written form. And by the way, the press is not a reference to a group of people that report the news. It's a reference to a machine called the printing press, the modern equivalent of which is the computer, but more specifically the video camera. A picture is worth 1,000 words, and a video camera is thousands upon thousands upon thousands of pictures. It's basically the printing press super fucking condensed, okay? Copyright is your ability to own a string of words. But what if I want to print that string of words or say that string of words? Copyright is not just the official stamp of authorship saying you were the first person to say this. It's not a system of giving credit for something. It's a system of enforcing its use. And that's the problem. That system of enforcing, or rather its disuse, if I haven't paid you or agreed to whatever terms you enforce, then I don't get to say it. And enforcing me not saying it is a violation of my freedom of speech and my ability to speak whatever I want in written form, or say whatever I want on video camera, or publish whatever I want on the internet, because those are all the modern equivalents of the printing press. Let's think about the words intellectual property, of which copyright is just, again, a subset. But if we think about the word intellectual, it's all about mental, right? It's all about ideas, about thoughts, okay? If we think about the word property, it's all about ownership, all about the idea of control. Because, if you don't have any control of something, no one would say you own it, right? So we're talking about idea control. We're talking about thought control. The ability to own a thought. There is no reasonable perspective where any compelling notion of freedom jives with the idea of being able to own a thought. Sorry. Really, 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 really sorry. But when you say you can't say this specific set of words because someone else has already said that, you're stomping on my freedom of speech. And when you say I can't publish a specific set of words because someone else has already said that, you're crapping on my freedom of the press. Yeah. Really sorry to break it to you, but Adam Smith was wrong. This is a way for government to enforce freedom of speech and decide who gets to copyright what and who gets to say what. At what point does the government start copyrighting things and courts say, yeah, the government does have freedom does have control over these phrases or these specific words? Where do you draw the line? Because that's the problem. The line could be eroded and eroded and eroded and eroded towards not freedom until it's just gone. If you give anything an inch, it'll take a mile. There is no reasonable cause where you should get paid for every 5 fucking words you string together and file an application for. It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, don't subscribe to me and go fuck yourself on Patreon. Goodbye.